Hey Pilates lovers, here's another short but effective mat workout you can do with or without a prop. Or if you have a towel, theraband, small dog, be resourceful and enjoy.
You gonna be my assistant? Yeah? Okay. Ready? Ready for Pilates? Yeah? Okay, great. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, we're gonna get started here with your 100. Lifting the head and shoulders up, reaching the arms long at your sides, pumping vigorously. If you prefer to work with a prop today, bar, towel, theraband, you can reach that over your thighs just like how I'm demoing here. Legs can extend out or knees can stay closer to your body. Breathing in for 5 counts, exhaling out for 5 counts. Warming up from the inside out. Keep reaching through those fingers, reaching through the toes. You'll take 10 deep breaths here. Abdominals pulling in and up. When you are done, slowly lower the body down to the mat, reaching up and overhead. Up to seated for your half roll down exercise. Placing your feet underneath a piece of furniture or flat on the mat. I'm taking mine underneath my strap. Knees are bent. Hands lightly touch the back of the thighs. Rolling back, arm's length distance. Rounding forward, scooping out the abdominals. Once you find where your edge is, we're going to play with a little rotation here. So as you can see, I've taken my arms and extended them out long, rotating through the ribs, doing about 3 each side. If you find that that's too much, coming up a little higher, even taking a light grip on the thighs works too. Coming back to center after this next one, you're going to lift and lower the arms. Pretend like you're pushing through water, right? So lift, reach out to lower, deepen those abdominals in and up as you go. The next exercise is your roll up, with or without the bar into your hands. Head and shoulders lift. Inhale, exhale, reach over the legs. We're going to do about 8 of these here. Focus on your breath, control as you articulate the spine. If you have a theraband, keep it within shoulder distance and add a little press out on that effort to come up and down. Inhale and exhale. Flow through this. Engaging the inner thighs, hug them into the midline. A lot of the time I'll cue seat muscles here, especially on the way back down. Couple of variations here to prep you for your one leg circle. I'm going to be taking the bar behind my leg and lifting the upper body up, extending both legs. Here I'm also showing a variation with no prop, just grabbing behind the thigh, bending and extending the leg up to the ceiling, breathing into that hamstring. A tree variation, climbing up the leg to lift the upper body, come into an upright position, and then bring the leg back down for added stretch, lowering down, lifting back up. We're going to do this 3 times, maximizing the stretch, getting a nice lift, and climb down with control, deepening the abdominals, in and up as you go. For an added stretch, taking your left hand outside the right foot, twist towards the right side, extending that right arm, IT band stretch, and then switching your hand placement, lowering all the way back down to the mat, taking an inner thigh stretch here. Preparing for your one leg circle, taking the right leg up to the ceiling, crossing the midline, going around and up 5 times in each direction. Pull those abdominals in and up. Try to keep the shoulders to hips steady. Once the right side is complete, moving on to the left side. Left knee draws in, grabbing behind your left thigh, or if you have that bar handy and you'd like to slide that up and down the leg a few times for a little added massage, go for it. Or going right into your tree series, climbing up and down the leg. Deepening the abdominals, get that stretch for hamstring and a nice lift of the chest when you come up to a seated position. You'll do that 3 times. Keep the breath flowing, shoulders away from the ears, and the 3rd time you come up, take that right hand to the outside of your left foot and twist open. Coming through, switching your grip, left hand grabs the foot and you lie all the way down for a nice inner thigh stretch. Preparing for your one leg circle on your left side. Leg extends up as long as it'll go for you, circling around and up 5 times, massaging your hip joint. Continue to deepen the abdominals in and up as you go. A shallow out and a deep cross in reverse, around and up, around and up. Transitioning up the mat for the next exercise, rolling like a ball. Coming to a seated position at the front edge of your mat, reaching for the base of the shins, rolling back to the shoulders and up to balance, massaging the spine. Elbows stay wide, shoulders stay down. Rolling back to rock up, rolling back to rock up. Preparing for your ab series, single leg stretches up first. Take the right knee in, send the left leg long, switching the legs out. Holding on to each leg or taking the prop in your hands, reaching forward and back to intensify the work. Inhale, exhale. Try to go for 8 to 10 sets if you can. Your double leg stretch is up next. Reaching the arms and legs away from your center. Take a nice deep breath in to go long. Exhale to hug in. Prop can remain in the hands or just reach for your shins and extend the arms long and away. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Keep this going, 8 to 10. Scissors is next. Extend the arms and legs up to the ceiling and pulse one leg in 2 times. Pull, pull, change, pull, pull. Notice I'm taking the arms forward and back. I'm going to add a variation here with a twist, getting a little bit more oblique work, but pay attention to your hips. Keep them steady on the mat, curling higher and higher, and rotate and rotate. Breath is natural, and again, you're going for 8 to 10 sets. Resting the head down when you're ready. Lower lift is next. I'm keeping my head down for this lower lift variation. You're welcome to lift it up if you'd like. The bar reaches up to the ceiling, or arms can just press at your sides. Legs go up when you're ready. Lowering your legs, lift the legs. Try to work with an even tempo. Down 2, 3, lift up 2, 3. How far can the legs go without disturbing the spine or anything else in the body? Arms are steady. Abdominals are pulling in and up. Try to go for 8 of these. Inhale to lower the legs. Exhale to lift the legs. Last exercise is your crisscross. Hands can either be placed behind the head with elbows wide, or you can take the prop behind the head, or even reaching it forward. So I'm going to show you both variations here. Rotate through the ribs so the hips are steady. Try to get off the shoulder blades. Again, you're going for 8 to 10 sets. Rest when you are done. Coming up to a seated position for your spine stretch forward, taking your legs about mat width distance, arms extend out in front, holding onto your prop or just reaching the arms long without. Extend the spine and flex the spine. Right, so I'll show you a variation for my tight friends out there. If you need to bend the knees, go for it. You can also take your seat off the edge of the chair or sofa and extend the legs out onto the floor. Gives you a little bit more space here, and rounding and lifting. Inhale and exhale. Lifting up, reach to the crown of the head. I'm showing a little spine twist variation. Come towards the front edge of your mat again, grabbing behind your thighs to pick up the legs into a tabletop position for open leg rocker. Lifting your chest proud, start by extending each leg out, maybe even taking the prop behind the thighs as I'm demonstrating. Work your breath into the movement. Inhale and exhale. You have the option to move this up and down the mat. So if you are, slight tuck of the chin, round back to your shoulders, lift back up and try to balance without letting those legs drop. This can be done with bent knees as well. And lift. Rounding back, imprint. Reach tall. So I'm going to be taking you through both variations. You can notice my knees are bent. If the prop doesn't work for you, just reach for the calves or ankles. And notice I get a little stuck here, right? Pull up and up and up and up and up. Ooh, that was a tough one. Slowly transition back down to the mat. For corkscrew, take the legs up, heels together, toes apart. You can always soften the knees for this. Keep the head down, the arms reaching. Notice I'm circling the legs around and alternating each direction. Focus on those heels. Try to keep them together. Adding on, maybe taking the prop, reaching it up. As I'm pressing into the sides of the bar, you can also take your theraband. The point here being keeping your shoulder steady. Steer from the abdominals. Rock yourself up to a seated position. Saws next. Using your prop, reach the arms out in front. Lift and twist, reaching to the outside of your foot. I'll show you both variations, with and without a prop. Lift tall, twist deep, and stretch. Keep even weight into the sit bones if you can. Hands can be behind the head. Arms can reach out to a T. Try for 3 to 5 sets. When you're done, we'll flip things around and come into some extension work here. Hands will plant near the armpits, hug the elbows and close. Extend and lift, keeping the legs down. Deep breath in. Exhale, lengthen to lower. Single leg kick is up next. I'm going to have you slide those elbows underneath your shoulders. So once you prop yourself up, get a nice lift of the chest. One leg at a time. Kick heel into seat 2 times. So it's a kick, kick, and reach. Kick, kick, and reach. Work towards keeping your upper body lifted and stable, as well as the hips. Flex as you kick, point as you lengthen. Kick, kick, and reach. Kick, kick, and reach. Give those legs a little shake out 8 times, and then press yourself up and back to your rest position. Flipping things around one more time, lying on your back, preparing for shoulder bridge. Feet can be either inner hip distance apart, or if you'd like to advance this, if your low back's feeling okay, bring the feet and the legs together to touch. Find what works best in your body today. Arms will reach long at your sides, but notice my prop is nearby because I'm going to use it. So from here, take a nice deep breath in, bridge and lift the hips up, shoulders, hips, knees align, and melt the spine back down. Again, lifting the hips up, even weight into the feet. If you're ready to reach for that prop, take the arms up and overhead just to create some space here. Really lengthen through the front, side, back side of the body. So from here, as the hips come back up, press the prop towards your thighs. And then lower back down. So see if everything can kind of arrive at the same time. Where your hips lift, the bar presses down. And lowering down with control. Again, inhale, press, lift. You can stay in your shoulder bridge here. Option to keep both feet planted or extend the right leg up to the ceiling, keeping the hips level. Lift and lower the hips. Try for 5 of these, lowering in one piece and lifting in one piece. Placing the right foot back down, lifting the left leg up. Lower the hips, lift the hips. I'm trying to keep the prop in my hand steady. If this becomes too intense, just place the prop down. Arms can be at your side. Breathing. Exhale, roll down the mat. Rest. Teaser is up next. Start with bent knees, feet planted on the mat. Lifting the head and shoulders up, start with little pulses here. Draw awareness to the abdominals. Hands can either be behind your thighs or reaching the prop in front of you. Notice I'm playing with my feet here, so feet closer, a little bit more intense, feet a little further away, a little bit more supportive, giving you more space to climb up, maybe even a little higher, right? Because eventually that's where we're headed. We're gonna lift ourselves up without using momentum here. You're teasing gravity, coming all the way up into a seated position. Now you have some options to play with here. Both feet can stay on the mat, or you can extend the right leg out. So thighs will touch for this one if you can, rolling down to your point of control and lifting yourself back up. Here I'm showing a modification, holding on to both legs, limiting the range of motion. Once you've done 3 on the right, work towards 3 on the left, lowering and lifting. Remember to exhale on your effort to get up the mat. Once left side is completed, we'll build. You'll move on. You'll lie down onto the mat. Prop might come underneath your thighs, or you can grab onto the thighs with both hands and lift yourself up into a balance. Start with tabletop legs. Inhale, exhale, lift. Chest to thighs, roll down with control. So you're taking the momentum out of the exercise. If you feel like getting fancy, you're going to thread the legs over, thread the legs below, without lowering the upper body. Higher arms for more intensity, getting rid of the prop if you choose, just holding on to the legs, and then slowly work your way back down the mat with control. Flip things around onto the front side of the body for swimming. Extend the arms and legs out, anchor your hip points, hover the arms and legs, and go for a swim. Inhale, exhale, count to 10. When you're done, rest this down. We're coming right up into the next exercise, setting yourself up for a plank. Start in a tabletop position, slowly inching your knees away from the hands. And if you're ready, you tuck the toes under, you extend the legs out and find your full high plank. We also call this front support in Pilates. Option to hold on to this plank or take push-ups. See if you can brush the ribs with your elbows. We're going for form here, so maybe do 3, maybe do 5, 10, but hold on to your plank the entire time. When you're done, slowly walk the hands and feet to meet one another. Feel a nice stretch as you hang heavy, arms are lazy. Hips stay over the heels, stack the spine, get nice and tall, shoulder roll, and you are done. Thanks for joining.